Hello and welcome to today's edition of the News in Brief. In the headlines, Western Regional Security Council relaunch attack on illegal mining. Anyone claiming to be LGBTQI may need some care, including psychiatric, according to the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Former SSNIT CEO Ernest Thompson and 4 others are back in court. They face refined charges. And Ghana's consulate in the United Arab Emirates cautions Ghanaians against accepting unfamiliar parcels into Dubai. News in Brief is brought to you by.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
And now the news in brief. The chairperson of the West Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Reverend Daniel Kwesiamu, has urged the public not to molest or harm lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex. He says such people need proper care, including psychiatric care, to let them understand that God did not make us LGBTQI.
For Reverend Daniel Kwesiamu, members of the LGBTQI community need psychological and psychiatric care and not molestation and or exorcisation as it has been happening in some parts of the world. Reverend Yakun was speaking in an interview with Graphic Online when he led a team of senior officials from the West Presbytery to pay courtesy call on the management of the Graphic Communications Group Limited in Accra.
Whatever is happening these days where men who want to marry men and women marry women, we see that it's a challenge, and we need our health authorities, especially the psychiatrists and psychologists, clinical psychologists, to see how best they can interact with them. They are not to be condemned, they are not to be molested, but we need to understand them and see how best we can help them come out of that situation, so that they will understand that God didn't make us that way, that a man marries a man, a woman marries a woman. It is improper, but they need attention.
In a related development, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana asked government to step up efforts to deal with issues of land guards, water pollution, and sand winning in the country. The church says land guards are lawlessly taking lands and properties people have toiled for, particularly in the West area of the Greater Accra region and Kaswa in the Central region.
This is some of the challenges and some of the difficulties people are facing in the society. We made mention of bad roads, broken bridges, and it is making people, especially those in the hinterlands within Accra, hinterlands in Accra, we call such places mission fields. Life is very difficult for them because of bad roads, and again, they are always most often terrorized by land guards who come from Kaswa and other places, take their lands, sack them from their lands and their homes and the like. And we are appealing through Graphic that government will turn attention to such concerns and see how best we can make life comfortable for people who live in such places.
The fight against illegal mining in the country continues as the Western Regional Security Council and the District and Municipal Security Councils relaunch attacks on illegal mining across the region. During one of such operations backed by the Operation Vanguard Task Force, 5 illegal miners were arrested.
The unannounced operations were conducted in Amenfi West, Takwa Nsuayem, Pristia Honi Valley, and Elemble District, led by the Western Regional Minister Kwabna Ochridaku Mensah. Mining equipment, including 16 excavators and accessories, and barrels of diesel were seized. The exercise was necessitated by a recent tour to the Ghana Water Company intake points, which exposed the devastating picture of the polluted rivers such as Tano and Pra. Meanwhile, following the recent National Consultative Dialogue on Small-Scale Mining, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapor, has directed all persons and companies engaged in reconnaissance and/or prospecting in forest reserves, with or without legal authorization, to suspend such activities until further notice. In addition to that, Minerals Commission, with immediate effect, is not to accept, process, or recommend the grant, including renewal and/or extension of reconnaissance and prospecting licenses in forest reserves. Persons and/or companies engaged in reconnaissance and/or prospecting in forest reserves have been given 7 days to cease their operations and evacuate their equipment accordingly.
Former Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Ernest Thompson, and 4 others have been dragged to court again following amendments to charges leveled against them. The Attorney General refiled its amended charge sheet on April 20, 2021, following a ruling by the Supreme Court that 10 out of 29 charges of alleged financial loss of $14.8 million to the state had no sufficient particulars.
The 10 counts were amended with further particulars related to willfully causing financial loss to the state. Former Director General of SSNIT, Mr. Ernest Thompson, together with John Hagan Mensah, Ms. Juliet Hassan Akrama, and Mr. Peter Haibo, are facing the charges of willfully causing financial loss to the state. A 5th person, a former head of Management Information Systems at SSNIT, Caleb Kweku Afaglo, faces charges relating to forged documents and possession of forged documents. The case will be heard on May 20th.
In our final story, 5 Ghanaians have been arrested with 1 jailed 10 years for allegedly smuggling marijuana into Dubai. Ghana's consulate in the UAE is cautioning Ghanaians to desist from traveling with unfamiliar parcels to Dubai.
According to the consulate, the 5 persons were arrested at Dubai International Airport upon their arrival with suspected drugs concealed in full items reportedly given to them by others. The consulate is therefore urging the public never to take parcels from agents or persons without ascertaining the contents.
Thank you for watching. We will see you again tomorrow with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube as Graphic GH. I am Juliet Echansafo.